Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. Three news stories for you. First one is about a zonal administrator of the Amhara region, a prosperity party leader who has been fired from his position. What is his crime? A few days ago, this administrator spoke about Wolkait. He shared details of what is happening in Wolkait along Takaz. Secondly, uh, Ethiopian government's General Department of Emergency, which was established after imposition of state of emergency, today issued a statement saying that second phase of the operation in the Amhara region is in progress. In most cases, it has been completed. What was the second phase about? The General Department of Emergency made some announcements too. And thirdly, we did not cover the plight of Sudanese people who have been entering Amhara region because of the war in Sudan. After armed hostilities in the Amhara region erupted, how did Sudanese people survive in Gondar and Bahir Dar? Firstly, viewers, federal government, Amhara regional government rather, has fired a zonal administrator. I think he could be arrested too. He is a prosperity party member as well. A few days ago, Amhara Regional Council held an eventful session. Members of parliament opposed military operation against Fano. Johannes Buyalio delivered a fiery speech saying that Amharas will be marginalized. Johannes Buyalio was arrested this morning. An administrator of a zone shared details of the situation in Wolkait. His name is Yelialam Fantahun. He was North Gondar zone administrator. He made very important revelations, if you remember. I did a separate video, remember, back then when Elialam spoke at the regional council meeting. If you remember, back then Elialam said that Tigray had deployed more than 2 divisions of its fighters along Takeze. Ethiopian National Defense Force was trying to take full control of Wolkait, Humera, Sagade. People were being told that new administrators will be elected. And Tigray forces were being mobilized, and some people were brought in Wolkait by Ethiopian National Defense Force. ENDF convoys were protecting the arrival of some people in Wolkait, and in one case, these arrivals and Fano fighters, militia members, they clashed. So he warned, basically he warned all the regional council members. He said that he wanted to share the real picture from Wolkait with members of Amhara Regional Council, that everyone should know what is happening in Wolkait. Back then, government did not say anything. Government did not directly address the points raised by the zonal administrator, but action has been taken now. Yelialam Fantahun has been fired from his position. He could be arrested too. So far, he is not in detention, but reportedly he could be arrested. By the way, when Yelialam spoke, he did not use any hateful language. He only shared on the ground picture of Wolkait with members of Amhara Regional Council. His speech was full of revelations. His speech was not addressed by the government, rather he has been fired. It means no one in the Amhara region is allowed to speak differently from the regional federal government position. All Prosperity Party members, all regional government officials, they should just share government's narrative. They cannot speak their own minds. If they tell the truth, they are arrested, they are fired, they are sidelined. Let's see, can Yelialam manage to remain outside prison? Because keeping in view the track record of the government does not tolerate criticism. And those who criticize the government, they are arrested. But Yelialam at least spoke the truth. He shared a real picture from Wolkait in terms of ENDF's real intentions. What does ENDF want in Wolkait? ENDF wants to dismantle provisional government structure in Wolkait, which is being monitored by Amhara regional government, it seems. Second, viewers, Ethiopian government today announced almost completion of second phase of the operation in the Amhara region. What did the military achieve through this second phase? General Department of Emergency was established after state of emergency was imposed in the Amhara region. In entire Ethiopia, you can say. This establishment is led by Tamaskan Tarone, Ethiopian intelligence agency chief. Phase 1 of the military operation was about taking back territories. In the phase 1, Ethiopian military retook 6 cities from Amhara Fano fighters: Gondar, Bahirda, Debre Birhan, Debre Morkos, Shuarobit and Lalibela were retaken. And then, if you remember, the General Department of Emergency announced the start of second phase. Second phase is about consolidation. It is not about new military operation in other areas. Second phase was also about these 6 cities. In the 6 cities, government forces tried to restore commercial and social activities, resumption of transport services, banking service, resumption of services rendered by government departments, opening of institutions, commercial, government, non-government. That has been achieved largely according to the government. Ban has been lifted on Bajaj from tomorrow. 2-week long curfew was imposed, ban was imposed. Now, ban on Bajaj has been lifted. Why? Because people were demanding. They were facing difficulties because of ban on Bajaj. But Bajaj drivers have been directed they should not let their vehicles be used by Fano fighters. Secondly, government says that farmers are returning to harvesting activities. Fertilizer supply is resuming. It was suspended because of fighting. So, second phase is nearing completion according to the government in these 6 cities. Second phase again was about consolidation. Military in full control of 6 cities. Local city governments being propped up. They are being backed by military to restart their work. Parallelly, we are seeing military operation in other parts of Amhara region too. So that is phase 1 in those areas like Finot Silam, Bore, etc. Their phase 1 is ongoing. Phase 1 is all about taking back territories. And if phase 1 is completed in those territories, then we'll see start of phase 2 consolidation. So far, Ethiopian military has achieved success in terms of consolidation of control in 6 cities. We have not seen any large-scale attacks by Fano fighters in these 6 cities. Yes, military has managed to restore some stability in these 6 cities. Main roads are being opened. I think Addis Ababa, Debre Birhan, Shorobit, Dassi road is open too. This road remained blocked for several days. Road open for traffic. But a lot needs to be done in other parts of the Amhara region. Normalcy is being restored so far in just 6 cities. There are dozens of other towns, cities where Fano fighters are operating freely, where heavy fighting is ongoing. Let's see how long can military remain in full control of these 6 cities. Will Fano fighters try to hit back? Will they try to launch counteroffensives to retake these 6 cities? We'll see in coming weeks. Last was plight of Sudanese people who entered Ethiopia, who fled war in Sudan, but they were caught in armed hostilities in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. In April, a war broke out between Rapid Support Forces and Sudanese military in Sudan. Thousands of Sudanese, Ethiopians, they fled Sudan. They fled towards Ethiopia, South Sudan, Chad, Egypt, etc. And they entered Amhara region in thousands. I think more than 60,000 entered Ethiopia. Since the start of the war in Sudan, 60,000 have entered Ethiopia through Matimma, Kalabat border crossing. Kalabat border crossing was closed by Sudanese government when fighting erupted in the Amhara region. Those who are entering Ethiopia from Sudan, they are being charged visa fee. $80 visa fee is being charged. And you have to pay this visa fee on monthly basis. Every month, the Sudanese in Ethiopia, they have to pay $80 to Ethiopian government, or they can seek asylum. Asylum seekers are not required to pay visa fees, but those who obtained visas, they had to pay $80 each at the border crossing on Ethiopia-Sudan border. And then they entered Amhara region, where they were caught in deadly war between Fano fighters and Ethiopian National Defense Force in Gondar in Bahir. How did they survive almost a week? No one knows. I mean, there were thousands in these 2 cities. Everything was closed, shops closed, hotels, restaurants closed, banks closed, traffic suspended. So how did they survive? We don't know. But after the resumption of flights to Gondar and Bahir, these Sudanese are being forced to leave the 2 cities towards Addis Ababa and towards other areas. So these Sudanese people have limited options. They fled war and now they are caught in armed hostilities in the Amhara region. Those who are asylum seekers, they are being kept at camps. One, I think, is in the Amhara region. Even these camps are not safe. They are vulnerable to fighting between Fano and military. That is why they fled a war in Sudan. They were caught in another war in Ethiopia in the Amhara region. I think UN refugee agencies should share details of how many Sudanese entered Ethiopia and where are they. And what about those Sudanese who just entered Ethiopia by obtaining visa? Where are they? Are they safe? No details shared by Sudanese government, Ethiopian government so far. Thank you for watching.